stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the record reflect that all board members are present this evening. 4.0, principal student report. Lee, would you like to go first?
The high school spring play, The Servant of Two Masters, was performed this last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I went, it was pretty funny. And we're coming up on mid-quarter pretty soon here, I don't know the exact date.
Okay, thank you. Would you like
I haven't
to
gone
do-
first in a long time.
That's why I'm looking at
Okay.
you. There you go.
She's correct. Midterm is actually this Friday for us. Our students attended the skills fair, and I think I get to talk about that in recognition in a minute. I'll tell you more then. Prom is this Saturday. Grand March is at 6:45 here at the school, and prom is at the curling club this year. Next week is Teacher Appreciation Week, so you'll see our big banners out, and hopefully we can do some great things to recognize our teachers and staff. Senior High Band and Choir Concert is next Tuesday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. here at the high school. And Wednesday, May 4th, our entire freshman class is taking a trip to the cities to see Anne Frank and visit the Minnesota History Museum.
Okay, thank you. Ryan.
We have a 7th grade field trip this Wednesday going to the Discovery Center for Science Day. Our junior high band and choir concert is Thursday at 7 p.m. in the auditorium this week. We have DARE Awards for the 5th grade on Friday at 1:30 in the auditorium. The 5th grade is going to the LEC May 4th through the 6th in a couple weeks here. And the 7th grade is also going to Boys Fort Interpretive Center on May 4th for a field trip.
Okay.
What else do we have? Franklin.
Oh, Franklin. Yes. I'm just looking ahead, don't mind me.
All right. Last Friday was Earth Day. We had many of our classes at the Franklin went out and picked up around the community. Got some good feedback on that. I'd like to thank everyone that participated in that. It was good for the kids and good for the community. Next week we're going to finish up our state testing so we can finally be done with that. And things have gone real smooth this year compared to other years. Just about in time for them to change companies again, right, Danette? So we'll be back to problems next year. May 6th at 1 o'clock is the Spring Sing. That's the 3rd and 4th grade. And track and field day is on the 24th. So and we're also at midterm and just about nearing the finish line. So a quick year.
Thank you. Okay. 6.0, agenda additions and deletions.
You skipped 5.0.
I'm sorry, achievement recognition, I'm sorry.
All right, we got a couple of things. One, I'm going to read the exemplary honor roll for 7th through 12th grade. Haven't done that in the past, but I'm going to try something new here. And then Danette has more from the skills fair. So anyway, 3rd quarter exemplary honor roll. These are students who got a 4.0 3rd quarter. Juniors are Sarah Colda-Jelly, Sydney Karpik, Annie Ryan. Sophomores are Lacey Bonhams, Sydney Hogue, Kyle Kwiatek, Jacob Lindhorst, Chloe Scheckinger, Kyle Sickle, Cassandra Ward. Freshmen are Lauren Day, Audrey Delich, Kaylee Grahek, Hannah Grenwich, Cody Intihar, Riley Kutowski, sorry, I blew that one, Megan Larson, Robert Lakari. 8th grade Avery Dolinsik, Peyton Doshin, Carly George, Michaela Kibbe, Angela Lopez, Blake Mortensen. 7th grade is Mara Carey, Caden Krumpetich, Holly Kutzi, Maggie Landwehr, Jacob Sickle, and Ava Thompson. So those are kids that all had 4.0. We had a good chunk of kids on the A honor roll as well and the B honor roll. So I mean, we have some good students here at Evelyn Gilbert. They're working really hard.
Good job, Brad. Congratulations to all of them.
Annette can do the skills fair.
So last week, Thursday, our senior high students went to participate at the Mesabi Range College Skills and Knowledge Fair. And for the second year in a row, they took first place, which is very exciting. It's hard to explain what they do at the Skills and Knowledge Fair, so what I've given you tonight is not just a list of our winners, but just a quick description of what these tests are that our students go and participate in. And I just wanted to take a minute to recognize our winners. In the cyanotype photogram, I don't know if I said that right or not, which is the art of drawing with light, second place was Ethan Scheckinger. In engineering, there are 3 judged competitions, and we took places in all 3 of them. In the Smart House competition, Mitchell Masters took second place. In the Delta Motion competition, Madison Sumner took second place. And in Who Let the Dog Out, the first place winner was Sydney Patro. In our welding competition, first place winner was Harrison Olson. In Reader's Theater, second place team was Liz Porkinen and Ryan Jandry. For graphic design media, third place was Raven Johnson. In the Teacher's Assistant Instructional Aid competition, the second place team was Logan Rosinka and Zach Rinney. In practical nursing, Julianne Caldell took second place. In industrial mechanical technology, first place winner was Josh Strandberg and second place was Alex Manila. And in the math challenge, the second place team was Carl Nias and Robin Kutzi. And the other events I listed there, Ellis Gilbert students did not place. A good number of these students are with us tonight, so congratulations to all of you. It was a very exciting win again.
I think it'd be nice if the people in the audience would not yak, 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 or talk when people are trying to explain things, please, because it will pick up on here, and then we can't hear that, please. Six agenda additions and deletions.
I have a couple. One under 11.4, which is extracurricular appointments. I just want to add Amy Krebs as a volunteer softball coach. And then 12.2, which is a discussion item. We just had, I know it's on there because we had, a while ago, we had agreed to put it on every agenda, so it's just been on there, but we just had a committee meeting last Thursday, and I kind of have some homework to do there before. I mean, what I'm telling you is I don't have anything to talk about.
Which one was that again?
12.2.
Okay. Okay, we'll table that one.
I was gonna, when we have to call in a committee meeting,
Okay.
talk about that further.
Okay, and we'll table 12.2 then. Okay, visitor input. Anyone who would like to address the board who's not on the agenda, now would be the time to step up, go up to the podium, state your name and what you have to say.
I'm gonna scoot up there.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Lori Oates. Some of you know me, some of you do not, but I teach 5th grade at the Gilbert campus. Ever since we received word that our full-time counselor position had been cut, we've been discussing what an important position this has become over on that campus. And today I merely mentioned that I was willing to come here and speak, and this isn't something I love to do, public speak. But I mentioned it, and I got emails from several people that said, mention this, mention this. So I would like to read a few of those and just let you know how important the staff over there feels this position is so critical. We are dealing with 5th through 8th graders, and here's some of the responses from Janine Bauman. She said junior high age is when we start seeing mental health issues pop up. Students need a consistent daily person to whom they can go with issues. 7th and 8th grade students are young enough to turn it around if they're falling through the cracks. The counselor checks grades, and Janine said this, but this is true for 5th through 8th, as far as our counselor checking with the kids who could easily slip through the cracks just because of who they are. The counselor checks grades for students on a weekly basis and meets with both students and teachers to try to help get that student on track. learn better habits and be successful, actually works with them. Some middle school children are struggling with terrible home lives and are trying to make decisions on how to run their own lives, and the counselor meets with these students regularly to help them. The counselor also helps with social services, gets involved with these families. Counselor meets regularly with students who have attendance and behavior issues. And top students also need guidance and encouragement, and the new Career and College Club was a good example of that. That was just from Janine. Angie Kemp sent a note that adolescent brain development needs a middle person, a trusted adult between school and home, and teachers don't get enough time to work one-on-one. We were hired to teach, and it is very critical that these kids have someone that they can go and talk to. Many have very poor home lives and can't afford to go to Range Mental Health. So this provides a service to all of our students. Brandy did all of our MCA training and setup this year. It was new again. OLPA, they changed it after OLPA when we had to learn a new system for the MCAs. This isn't on your radar, but it's really on ours as far as retraining every time the testing comes out. College and Career Club was a huge success. This is what Angie mentioned, Angie Kemp. Even kids who didn't have college on the radar started thinking, this is kind of cool. And my 5th graders said, when can I join the College and Career Club? They were so excited when they saw these kids doing things in the hallway and promoting the club. Our counselor has been a support to so many of our at-risk kids who would have fallen through the cracks. She handles drama rumors, which are, very prevalent with kids. And dealing with 5th through 8th graders is not just something that happens on a whim. These kids need a counselor. Dan Barry sent a response. I can't imagine losing our counselor with the current trends in MCA OLPA testing. Brandy has been invaluable helping teachers with all the yearly changes regarding the high-stakes tests, and every year there are serious challenges learning how to administer the test due to constant updates and upgrades. And he also mentions the importance of the College and Career Club that the kids just really loved. Dave Kuhn said, she brings in, aside from the programs that she brings in, Brandy, she brings in and works with the kids with college awareness MCA testing, the need in the junior high age range for a counselor to deal with the pressures that kids deal with and the effects of bullying that they feel. We think we're handling it always, but we don't always see the bullying that goes on. It's very covert. You see these issues every day, and a girl died just last week in a bathroom in Maryland. I think she was beat up for bullying. These things, suicide is on a upswing. This isn't a time to think about, canceling a counselor. And Brandy isn't just a counselor who takes in kids who drops in. We have compiled a list here of things that she's done this year. Career and College Club was started. She did a career and college fair. If you were able to attend, I know there were some board members there. I know Leon was there, and it was fabulous. The careers that she had there that the kids could circle around and ask people about. She addressed speakers. Kids will be watching YouTube, and there'll be all kinds of weird things out there that kids are doing across the country, and they put it on YouTube for other kids to see. So there were many times she had to address YouTube issues. She set up the sensory room. She wrote a grant. She got $9,600 for the Rachel Challenge, which will be a bullying program, I believe, for next year. I know in the past we've had an ADAPT counselor, but it doesn't compare to having a counselor. An ADAPT person can only service the people who qualify for ADAPT, which is a really tiny minority of students in your school. She can see somebody on an emergency basis once or twice, and then not. So our counselor can cover everybody. She's helped with building for principal backup. She'll help with anything that comes up if Mr. Hake happens to be out of the building. She was our assessment coordinator. She did career explorations with the 7th and 8th grade, yearbook advisor. These are extra things that have nothing to do with that, but she just, she took on the awards program. She did college knowledge in the month of October and made sure that the kids knew where we all went to college and we were to talk about where we went to college. She has made presentations in the 5th grade on friendship and personal space. She took on cyberbullying school-wide, and she lined up presentations for Upward Bound, CEOs in the classroom, Text for Life. She is a buffer between our classrooms and sometimes some very challenging situations that the kids just bring on in from the playground. You know, that's the thing. These things don't happen usually in the classroom. They happen in the spaces where we don't have control of them, where they're out on the playground or they're, you know, on their own a little more. So I also wanted to mention that these students, many of them have IEPs, and they're supposed to see a counselor so many minutes a week, so they have to go and see her. And those children aren't the only ones, though. You know, all children can go and see her. I think the last thing I want to mention is that having a counselor allows us to do what we were hired to do, and that's teach. And getting rid of our counselor would be a huge disservice for our kids on the Gilbert campus. So that's just, I can't say it's my 2 cents. It was a lot of people's 2 cents who felt very strongly about how important that position. And we've only had it a couple years. Is it about 2 years, Mr. Carey, that we've had the counselor, full-time counselor at the Gilbert campus?
This is the only year we've had it, though.
Just this year? Last year, but Brandy, you were half-time last year, and this year full-time. And it has been a wonderful, positive change that you put in. We would hate to go backwards on that. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I just want everyone to be aware that we have not cut a counselor in Gilbert.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a list that went around that was a simulation of what $1 million cut would look like. It was not a recommendation, and it was never the intent.
There was, part of that was that probationary teachers are always laid off until they're tenured. That happens all the time.
Right. But Brandy's a counselor. That's kind of a skill-specific position.
She's still not tenured yet, though. And so that's part of the process.
But I don't think everybody
Nope.
tenured was laid off.
Well, we have in the past. Maybe we haven't.
This year.
Not this year? Okay. I guess not. But I know in the past, it used to be like that.
I just wanted to
I'm wrong.
talk
I'm
to
wrong.
that position on just how important it
But
is.
that position has not been cut yet. It was there for discussion only to see what $1 million in cuts would look like, and it's not pretty. And hopefully we're not going there. So, anyone else? Thank you. Yes?
Hello, can you hear me? I can't tell if this is on. Okay. I'm Lynn Fina, and I am the new president of the Chickagami Board. And we have been, we would like to be in communication, and so we wanted to be on the agenda. I think we're going to be on the agenda for the last meeting of the month. In general, just to update you what's going on until we are no longer in the building. And so I just wanted you to know that we have a new president, myself, we have other new officers, and we have had some board transitions since the last time that we were here, bringing on 3 new board members because we've had some members that retired. So that requires a certain amount of refocusing and board training and strategic planning. We are evaluating several prospective properties. All of them require building out, and they take a while to figure out if they can possibly work for us or how they can work for us. And we are continuing to look almost like we're shopping around, trying to find what is available. There isn't a lot available, I guess, as we probably all know. We are planning to be at a meeting that the city has told us will be occurring, I think, on May 19th, and I think it involves somebody from the district, somebody from the city, us, and a representative from IRRB. So I don't know a lot about that meeting because I haven't been the board president long enough and haven't had a direct communication about it, although Jackie and I have left voicemail for each other. I assume that it's a problem-solving meeting, kind of for the community, and I definitely look forward to that. We are definitely feeling challenged, but we need partners to make some things work out for Chickagami staying in the city of Eveleth in the future, which is our first choice. June 30th is looming, and we are aware that we will no longer have a lease with the school district, and we understand your position. We would like to propose that we look at some kind of a month-to-month arrangement where Chickagami pay a greater share of the utilities or all of the utilities. We have been seeking a source of funding to cover utilities in the future. And if you're not tearing the building down, it seems like it would possibly be a win-win in that we don't have to move immediately and you don't have a building that's costing you money. But I think that's something we will need to have some more conversation about. I guess I'm just kind of letting you know that's kind of our current thinking. If we need to be out of that building on June 30th, we will be displaced and have no place to be because at the point where the building project with the city, I want to say it fell through, but it became clear to everybody that it wasn't going to happen. That was in February. You know, we've been in an upheaval. We've had a whole bunch of board members depart and new ones come on, and we are not going to have a place to move by July 1st. So those are some of the constraints we have to deal with, and at this point, that's what I have to update you with. Although we do have several things going on in the next couple of weeks, well, at least by the 19th of May. We have some things happening. Maybe we'll know more about the next time we come to a meeting here, but we don't have an answer yet.
Would you spell your name for us, please?
F as in Frank, Fina, F-E-N-A.
Fina.
And my first name is L-Y-N-N. Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions? I guess I should.
No, not at this time.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
thank you for
Will
coming.
I do have a question. Will we be on the agenda? Should I, should we come and report in as kind of visitor input, or will we, do you want to have some other kind of reporting process?
What does the board want? We can do it.
You can let us know in a week
Yeah,
or two if you
yeah.
don't know right now, but I guess I just want to come in on an appropriate, I want to respond to what
I
your
think we
concerns
wanted you
are.
on the agenda, but I don't remember which meeting it would be. I know one of them. You can-
Should have been this one. Second meeting of the month.
Second meeting of the month would be better, yeah.
So that's where we're at now. This is
Yeah.
the second meeting of the
Yeah.
month. Okay, well, we'll be back then in May.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else who would like to address the board? Okay, hearing none, all those, we'll move on. Approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion Sean Lobb,
Support.
support Pete Gentilini. To approve the agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.0, approve the minutes of the regular meeting of Monday, April 11th, 2016. You know, motion and a second to that effect.
So moved.
Motion Sean Lobb. Support Porty. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 10.0, business office affairs. 10.1, approve the treasurer's report for the month of April. Leon?
For the second check writing of April, we only have disbursements of $140,723.11. I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Okay, motion by Sean Lobb,
Second.
second by, who was it?
Generally,
Tom? Okay, thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 11.0, personnel. 11.1, resolutions, 614 through 620 relating to the termination and non-renewal of the teaching contracts of probationary teachers. We'll take these on a roll call vote. We'll start with number 614. I'm going to just read the headlines of the first one, the total thing, and then everyone after that, I'll just mention the name.
These are all Title I staff.
Title I staff, yes. Okay. Resolution 614 relating to termination and non-renewal of the teaching contract of Georgia Epp, a probationary teacher. I need a motion. No, we have a roll call. Here, I did it again.
No, you need a motion.
We need a motion and a second. But
So moved.
motion Sean Love,
Second.
second 40. Roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanlon,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
and for myself, yes.
Motion passes. Next one, Resolution 615, probationary teacher Kimberly Fredrickson. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Sean Lobb,
Second.
Peterson. I'm sorry, Gentilini. I'm looking right at you, Tom. Oh. Okay, roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanlon,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Young,
Yes,
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
and for myself, yes.
motion passes. Resolution 616, Sharon Jensen, probationary teacher. Need a motion and a second.
I'll move.
Motion Putzel,
Support.
support Peterson. Roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanlon,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Young,
Yes,
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
and for myself, yes.
Resolution 617, teaching contract of Nancy Judnick, probationary teacher. I need a motion and a second.
I'll move.
Second.
Motion Putzel, second Gentilini. Roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanlon,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Young,
Yes,
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Putzel, yes.
Resolution 618, teaching contract of Maxine Perko, probationary teacher.
So moved.
Motion Sean Lobb,
Second.
second 40. Roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanlon,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Young,
Yes,
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Putzel, yes.
motion passes. Resolution 619, termination of Mary Jo Primizich, probationary teacher. Need a motion and a second.
I'll move.
Motion Putzel,
Support.
support Sean Lobb. Roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanlon,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Young,
Yes,
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Putzel, yes.
motion passes. Resolution 620, the teaching contract of Jane Sackerson Chocolt.
I'll move resolution 620.
Support.
Motion
Forty,
40 and second by Putzel.
that would be correct.
Yes, okay. Roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanlon,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Young,
Yes,
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
and for Putzel, yes.
okay. That one passed also. Moving on, 11.2, Resolution 621, discontinuing paraprofessional positions.
These are special ed aides that are attached to a specific student. These cuts are precautionary. We have some that are graduating. I'm not sure if kindergarten is coming in, so it's just a precautionary move. This may not be an actual cut.
Okay,
It's totally covered by these students that are here.
okay. We need a motion and a second.
I'll move.
Motion Putzel,
Support.
Sean Lobb support. Roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanlon,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Young,
Yes,
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
and Putzel, yes.
motion passes. 11.3, Resolution discontinuing early childhood aid positions, 7 of them.
This is going to serve a couple purposes. One, we don't know the size of the program at this time. We currently have 3 classrooms. If we don't have that many students next year, we would reduce that to, say, 2. We're hoping to keep 3. There's that, and also in the new AFSCME contract, they actually have a place now. They have a classification, so this would be a start over for them.
Okay.
Because they haven't had a home in the past.
Okay. Need a motion and a second.
I'll move.
Motion Putzel,
Support.
support Peterson. Roll call.
Chad,
Yes.
Shanwell,
Yes.
Forty. Yes. Young,
Yes.
Gentilini,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Wetzel, yes.
11.5,
4.
I'm sorry, 11.4, extracurricular appointments. Boys tennis
I have
and,
and there's a volunteer that was
Okay.
added. We have, with the boys tennis, we only initially hired 1 coach. We do have a pretty sizable group of junior high students, so this will be in addition to that. So there will be a total of 2 in that program.
okay. And there's also a volunteer for Amy.
Yes.
Okay. Need a motion and a second.
I'll move.
The extracurricular appointments as presented.
Okay, motion
Support.
40, Peterson support. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now 11.5. Accept the resignation of the junior high principal, Brian Hake.
I will regretfully support this motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Shanlab,
Support.
support by Putzel. Hate to see you go.
Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
It was
And
a tough decision. Thank you, guys.
good luck in your endeavors.
I would like to recommend also at this time that we post for a full-time principal as a replacement.
Okay,
I don't know that that is going to be the final result, but I think that's a good starting point.
is that okay with you?
Yes, we
include
can
the
add that.
motion?
Yes, we'll add that
Okay.
to the motion.
And a second also? A second also?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 12.0, new business, approve the 2015-17 AFSCME contract.
You want to speak to it? You can. Well, I mean, just the terms of it are like what's in the information letter. It's 1.5% in the first year, 2% in year 2, and then a 400, 800 each year on the insurance contribution, single and family. And then I guess I'd leave it up to anyone else on the negotiation team that wanted to throw their 2 cents in.
I just say it was a long road, and just to let the board know and the public that we did go over a little bit on our budgeted amount for the 2015-16 year. People ask where the money goes. These are one of the things where it just works out that way, but I think everybody's happy, and we came to a resolution. And on that, I will make a motion to accept the AFSCME
Okay,
contract.
motion by Peterson,
I'll support.
support by Putzel. Anyone else? Discussion?
The only thing I would like to add is job well done to the negotiating
Yes.
committee.
I agree, totally. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 12.2 is tabled. 12.3, discussion on superintendent evaluation. I had this brought up because I haven't heard anything about where we're going. What have we decided on? As a committee, are we someplace? Are we headed someplace? Are we there? Or,
I mean, I can speak to that if
yeah,
we met a couple times. I think the last, what we kind of left off was, we were kind of, for lack of a better way to education for ourselves as we were looking at adapting the MSBA model with maybe a long-term solution with a short-term fix. We were going to do something a little bit more informal in tandem with the facility study and the strategic plan that we put together.
Okay.
And there, we haven't met yet to finalize that
Okay.
consensus, if that makes sense. And I don't, at this stage of it, I think with regards to our current superintendent's contract, there's very specific language in there that requires us to give him notice in due time. I think we really need, as a board, to decide what we want to do. I mean, we should sit down with our superintendent, have the conversation where he wants to go, where we think we want to go, how we thought the last 2 years went.
Okay.
I mean, personally, I think it's only prudent to serve that notice, but that comes down to what the rest of the board feels, and then engage in a conversation with the superintendent.
You want to do that at the next meeting?
What's that?
You want to do that at the next meeting? That's fine.
It's fine.
What's that? Have
I'd-
a conversation?
Yeah.
We can, I mean, like I said, I'm just throwing out
I'm just,
where we were at, what we talked about, and I mean, it's just a personal
yeah.
comment. I mean, it's up to the board to decide, not me.
I
guess.
threw this out there because I just wanted to know where we were at, because I know Jeff is probably wondering what we're doing too, because,
Well, it's not fair to him that we
No,
haven't made
it's
any
not.
progress, and that's kind of what
and I
I've been
wanted to
saying
get
for a
this
while.
out there, and if we're ready to have the discussion, then fine, but we're not ready to have the discussion tonight, that's for sure.
Well, I don't think we
No,
can.
we can't.
I mean, we have to.
We
It's
can
not
do
on
it at
there.
the May 11th meeting if you want.
Yep. Okay, so they'll hopefully get everything together by the next meeting? The committee? Okay? Well,
You can have something figured.
yeah, I'd like to have something anyhow. Okay, thank you. Moving on. 12.4, discussion on the facilities plan.
The committee meeting of the buildings and grounds, we talked about the next phase of the facilities plan and where to go from there. You were presented with a couple options architecturally, well, with a couple of firms. So I guess I'll toss it out from there.
Well, I think we need to have this discussion because it seems like with our current architectural firm, well, according to what their design plans and what their bid is, we're paying for stuff twice that we've already had done. I would like to have this discussion because I think we need to move on. And they've been our architectural firm for 24 years that I've been here, and I guess I'm just not happy with the final results because it's not moving anywhere. It's really slow. Maybe it's time for some fresh blood. I don't know. I just want to know how the rest of you feel. So it's open for discussion.
Well, I haven't been shy in sharing that I'm disappointed in the time frame. We did not set the time frame. They did in their proposal to us, the original proposal. We awarded the job to them in May, and even if you gave them, he assured us he could start right away, but even if you gave them a little bit of leeway, we should have had something last fall. Obviously, that didn't happen. And even now with the new proposal, I went through it. Most of this, with the exception of the last item, should have been included in what we've already paid for. And their new proposal is quite spendy, and I agree with you. We're paying for materials that we've already purchased. We paid $18,000 for the Warner study. He talks about having Bill and the rest of the group from our
Northland Securities.
thank you, Northland Securities, our finance firm, work with them, and yet they're already on our
They're already on
list,
our dime
Yep.
anyhow.
that we pay for information. My concern isn't with their ability to do the work. My concern is with them keeping to a time frame so that this can happen in a timely fashion. They haven't done so up to this point. I'm leery to think that it would change at this stage.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm leaning also toward the other company, the ARI.
Okay.
I mean, not to rehash what we said in committee, I mean, I thought the, Katie was her name?
Katie's her name.
From ARI did a very good presentation. Seemed energetic and had a pretty good sales pitch. And I mean, you can talk around. Everybody has their negatives in their resumes, you know, because we're all kind of local. But I mean, I think it would be a nice change. I mean, to Mona's point, I mean, we started this process a year ago, and I don't feel like we got anywhere other than gathered a bunch of data that none of us really agree with in a vision. And I think we need somebody to bring it all together and get kind of a common vision going. And I think she seemed energetic enough to probably get us all in there. I mean, whether we still finally agree or not, I mean, I think that she could put it together and get it presented. So I would feel comfortable going in that direction.
Anyone else?
Did the ARI give us a cost figure at all?
It's in there.
I don't have it with me right now.
It shows, toward the end of her letter, she says, ARI proposes a lump sum
Okay,
of $25,000.
25,000, okay.
And she goes on to say, for the professional services as described above. She also has a notation, ARI's fee includes all expenses related to travel, meals, lodging, and reproduction during
Okay.
the planning phase.
So that's a lump
Because
sum
you
figure.
had asked about that
Yeah.
Right.
previously, if there would be additional charges. She does address that.
I mean, just as that point too, I mean, if everybody remembers for her sales pitch, I mean, she said the first 2 months, depending on how much data we have gathered already, that there might be a little bit of prorated, and I mean, she would supplement that a little bit off their fee too, if we've already collected data that would be redundant in her proposal.
Well, it's half of what the other firm has indicated the cost would be.
Absolutely. So that's what I said, there's a couple caveats to ARI as far as I'm concerned.
And again, I don't think any of us have any concerns about the professionalism or the ability to do the work. It's the time frame.
Right.
We gotta get somewhere.
Yeah, keep moving.
Okay. We need a motion and a second to move forward.
Well, I'd make the motion to accept ARI's proposal to move forward with our facility study, starting as soon as possible.
Not to exceed the 25,000, correct?
Correct?
Is that
Their
okay?
proposal
That's
as
what their proposal is.
presented.
Okay, second?
Well, I would like,
Absolutely.
with your permission, could you amend your motion to include a time frame to fall at least reasonably within the range of what she proposed?
Well, we got phase 1 is 2 months, phase 2 is 1 month, phase 3 is 1 month, so that's 4 months.
And she did indicate that depending on what they were able to reuse, that may be expedited to some degree, but
I mean, do we say something to the effect that, I mean, to be completed within, you know, where are we, May, June, July, August, within reason, to the end of August? September 1st?
does that sound reasonable to people? Or-
We need a second.
Well, we're trying to amend the motion here.
Amend the motion,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll support the motion.
Okay, support, and you're going to amend the motion with that caveat also?
Yep.
Okay. Any discussion?
Just agreed on September 1st to have the done,
Her proposal,
the proposal. What was the other proposal as far as the completion date?
Let's look.
They show, the final date shown on this chart shows 7/25/16.
Right. if that's,
So, the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine our September 1 is no later than.
Right.
My only concern is that it's only 5 weeks, but it is a delay. And the other concern is that we continue with the process, that we do not look for another study or whatever to be done. I will vote for changing the motion, but I would like us to do a better job of keeping progress on time.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that was lacking in the last round, was the communication. I would agree with you.
Yeah.
The ball didn't keep rolling, for lack of a better way to say it.
Anyone else? Hearing no more discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 12.5, approve the meal price increase for 2016-17.
You can see on your sheet there, the recommendation from INAC is to raise their full meal price by 10 cents next year to balance the budget. We are currently, our food service budget has been running in the black, and this 10-cent increase would continue that trend. We haven't had to supplement our food service budget
Okay.
as far back as I can go. So.
We had a conversation quite a while ago, possibility of looking at comparing the costs of having INAC versus having our own program. Did we ever get those numbers, or?
No, I haven't. I mean, that's going to be something that happens in the summer. I mean, it's not going to happen right now, I'll be honest with you.
It will be higher.
It could be, but
Well, if we hire our own people, it will be higher.
I guess as part of the ongoing budget discussions, it came up
Yeah.
to look at everything, and that's one of the things that we will look at.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you that it's
Yeah.
going to be one of those summer projects.
Well, I just want to make it aware of everybody else, too. It's part of the study, it will show up. So, anyone else? All those in favor say aye.
We don't have a motion.
We don't have a motion, I'm sorry.
I'll move.
One second. The motion is the 10 cents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Motion is for 10 cents, as recommended. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Superintendent's report 13.0.
I just have a couple things tonight. I won't keep you too long. I want to talk a little bit about, I've been talking to you about E-rate, the grant that we applied for to do network infrastructure upgrades. It's a pretty complicated process. Andrea filled out the 470 form, and that went out according to guidelines for bid. And we got our bids back. We had, I believe, 4 bids that were back, and one of them was well within our budgeted guidelines. It was 125,000, which we're eligible for 150,000. So that was good. So we're trying to iron out some of the details. We won't actually get approved for it. Here's the backwards part about E-rate, though. We won't get approved for that money probably until later on in the summer. So you aren't going to be hearing anything about that for a little while, because the federal government will sit on that for a while now. But I wanted to update you that that part of the process has been completed. We have the vendor ready to go, but we just need to get approved on the money. So.
Is there confidence that it will get approved?
Most of the people I've talked to, I mean, they don't turn too many down, and it's a pretty solid plan we have. So.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to do, we need to set up another committee meeting to discuss the budget and policy. So I'm looking at next week.
Is Is that May already?
We're into May.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Which, by the way, is Teacher Appreciation Week next week. So I'll start out with, how about Monday?
Works.
What's,
For mine to fire up.
Oh.
I don't have a calendar in front of me.
It's the second Mondays, May 2nd.
Should be fine. Fine for
What
me.
time?
What time, Keith? You're a
I
time
can be here
guy.
4:30.
4:30.
is great.
I think Monday is good.
Okay.
Providing Mona's phone fires up here.
Budget? Jeff, is that budget and finance you said?
And
Budget, finance,
policy.
and policy. 4:30 on Monday. All right, that's what I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Board member topics? Nobody? I do have one. No, maybe somebody else will think of something.
Oh, never mind.
I have got this statement, it came through MSBA, and it's to do with the audio and video recording of our meetings. Because we greatly appreciate that people are interested in our proceedings. We acknowledge that public meetings may be recorded either by audio or video equipment. However, it should be noted that any unauthorized version aired publicly may have been edited. Only those recordings displaying the logo of the EG schools are deemed to be official and unedited. And I got this from MSBA. It's not a state statute, it's just a blanket statement to the public. So that's what I have.
Were you going to go around, or was it just a
Yeah,
free-for-all?
I'll start with Tom, how's that?
No,
Nothing?
I'm good.
Okay. Mike?
Oh, I just wanted to say, I mean, in light of what we've been talked about since last meeting, and it got touched on today, I also went to the college career day in the junior high the other week, and I thought it was awesome that there was a bunch of, Brandy did a good job. Good job, Brandy. And then two, I wanted to speak towards, if I may, I thought last meeting was kind of a circus.
Yes.
And a member from the public, in my opinion, made a mockery of us. According to our own policy, basically saying that public and school patrons they may speak during our agenda items. So I went home and I looked at our own policy myself, and right before the paragraph that member from the public cited us, says citizens or group who wish to address the board or have a subject discussed at a board meeting must notify the superintendent's office in advance to the board meeting. This citizen or group must provide his or her name and address and a representative if it's a group, and the subject to be covered during the issue to be addressed. I mean, we all acknowledge that there's public input at our meetings, but I mean, there's some decorum and some policy for that. And to my knowledge, I mean, just reading our own policy, that last meeting, I mean, it was all out of order to our own policy that was cited
Yes.
against us. And to that effect is, I mean, just for the public's benefit, I mean, you're more than welcome to speak to our own policy, but there's rules and a policy and procedure for that. And I would urge everybody to go to our website and read the 203 governing rules and procedures to our meetings. And if you would like to speak, I mean, you're more than welcome to sign up with our superintendent's office to have your chance to be heard. And that's all I would have to say at this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mona?
Good, thank you.
Okay. Mark?
Nothing?
Nothing.
I just wanted to say that last week I gave a presentation to the 10th grade health class, and just wanted to thank them for being a well-rounded group of students. I mean, they were asking good questions and really well behaved. So.
Okay. We're done with board member topics. Motion to adjourn.
Move.
Okay.
Support.
Adjourned.